I'm joined here by Fianna Fáil TD, Charlie McConalogue. Speculation at this stage, Charlie, because nothing's for definite, but is it fair to say Fianna Fáil will be reasonably satisfied with what you've seen so far?
Yes, I think we're heartened by the support we've got from the public today. A lot will come down to the counting of transfers tomorrow to see where the final seats rest. But certainly I think we're in fighting hard for 3 seats in Inishowen. We're also fighting hard for 3 seats in Letterkenny Milford, and we're just seeing what's happening in the other electoral areas at this stage. It's hard to say just at this point in time where exactly we are there. But overall, I think we're heartened by the response, and it has been decent election, and we just have to keep working at it. Obviously, we're coming from a low base in the last election.
Yeah, there always was a core Fianna Fáil vote throughout Donegal, of course, from years gone by, but that was lost for reasons that we all know about. Charlie, has it been difficult really getting people on the ground to go out there now? This is the first local election since Fianna Fáil went out of government, and it's been a difficult time for the party.
No, we've found that people have been very willing to come out and work for the party. I think the important thing is, and particularly in local elections as always, is the strength of the candidate and the candidate ticket you have put forward. And we've had very good candidates on the ground, representative of each of their communities, and spread as well across the electoral area. So we found that the support has been good in terms of people actually coming out to work for and canvass for those candidates. And I think that's what's coming through now in terms of actually seeing an improved party performance.
A point of proof of that is Martin McDermott, his performance in Inishowen, and James Pat McDade, a newcomer to politics in the Letterkenny Milford area, both polling very well. McDermott's going to top the poll, it would seem, in Inishowen, and James Pat's going to get that third Fianna Fáil seat in the Letterkenny Milford area.
We certainly hope so. Martin has polled very well in Inishowen, as indeed as his colleagues, Councillor Paul Canning and Councillor Mina Donaghy, and they're fighting the seats. Unfortunately, Mary McCauley, who fought a very strong campaign, who's a very fine representative as well, looks like she won't make it on this occasion in Letterkenny Milford, with Kieran Brogan and Liam Blaney performing very strongly, and indeed James Pat McDade coming up very strong as well. Good young candidate for first time running, and indeed John Watson as well, unfortunately not going to make it on this occasion, who put in a very strong campaign as well.
Yeah, and looking like taking 2 seats in the Glenties area and 2 seats in the Donegal area as well at this particular stage, and as I say, it's early days, but overall would you say that's a good performance for Fianna Fáil?
Yeah, I think if we can achieve that, that certainly would be. But there's a lot still to be fought for. This is just a first count tally, and nothing is for certain at this stage. If we were to achieve that, it would certainly be a good, and we would be happy with that performance. But it's all up for grabs still, Charlie.
Yeah. Sinn Féin doing very well, Independents doing very well. And of course, Fine Gael and Labour not doing that well, and having been in a party that suffered when the electorate decided that you weren't doing the job in government, it would seem the government parties are being told now in no uncertain terms, we're not happy.
I think very much so, and we've been picking up that in the doors as we've canvassed. I mean, communities and people feel very much that the government haven't been listening to them, and haven't been feeling their pain as such and the difficulty that they've been through. We've seen people struggling in terms of medical cards and also just to make by, and we've seen the issue, big issue on the doorsteps as well, has been the amount of charges which the government are coming forward with, and also how that's putting pressure on families to actually get by on a day-to-day basis. So I think that's feeding through now in terms of the public having come out and having their say at the polling stations.
Yeah. And Charlie, maybe an unfair question, but in terms of numbers, what would you say was success for Fianna Fáil in terms of how many councillors you send back to Lifford?
I think it's too early to say that. We obviously be hoping to hold what we have and improve upon it, and every improvement, every bit extra on top of that would be good. But listen, we're taking nothing for granted at this stage, and all the votes still have to be counted and transfers divided out.
And finally, the European one as well. Some disappointment that Pat the Cope hasn't appeared to be getting all the support that he would have wanted here in Donegal, and obviously that could prove costly when he moves outside the county.
Well, I think Pat has been in an immense campaign. He's been a very fine representative for Donegal, and hopefully he will get this seat as well and continue to be that. He's been in a mighty campaign. We would hope for a little bit more in Donegal, but it's a very competitive election. It's also a very large election constituency-wide, going down as far as Kildare and Offaly, and indeed as far as Galway on the west coast. So it's going to be challenging, and it's going to be a real battle for Pat, but Pat has always been a strong fighter for Donegal. He's always been a strong battler himself, and I hope he will manage to actually take that seat on behalf of the party.
Okay, Charlie, thanks for talking to us.
Thanks.